Good day, everyone, and welcome to the world of the International Fab Talks. We are so happy to have special people joining us from different parts of the world, wanting to share their knowledge and expertise, wanting to inspire the younger generation, wanting the very best for one and all. When we meet such inspiring people, we request them to join us on the International Fab Talks. And when they accept the invitation and are ready to share their time, we are grateful for having them here on the session. And today we are really blessed with a special presence of a person who's been working very hard and tirelessly to bring about a great change in the society, concerned with the mental health of men, wanting everything to run smoothly for them in their lives, wanting to guide them in the right way, wanting to show the right path to them. Not only for men, our guest works for even the downtrodden, the people who are less privileged. Let's get to know more about our celebrity's journey today on the International Fab Talks as to how he's entered into this field of serving the society, of serving the people in the right way. What has been his journey? Was it easy or tough? We'll get to know all about it. Join us, friends, to welcome our celebrity and guest. He is none other than Mr. Stephen Douris. We'll get to know more about his journey on this talk show. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session. Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen, for joining us all the way from Ontario, Canada. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is a pleasure. I was told about you and now I'm here actually. So this is great. This is great.
Thank you for being so humble and polite, and thank you for accepting the invitation to the International Fab Talks. It's really an honor and pleasure to have you here, sir, to know about your experiences and how you could guide the youth and especially, those people who are lost in their own world, how to find their way forward, how to go ahead, understand the thought process. I go ahead and share your profile and then we begin the session, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. My dear friends, I'd like to share the profile of our celebrity and guest who's here with us, as we do regularly, sharing the profiles of our celebrities and guests to make it clear to the audience and viewers as to who our guest is to make the show more smooth for all of you. So today, as I earlier mentioned, we have Mr. Stephen Douris joining us all the way from Ontario, Canada. He is the founder of a men's support group called as MentalK, also called as K'hommeunique, if I'm getting that right, for men by men. Sir is also a co-host of a wonderful TV show. He's also an advocate for housing and helping the homeless. That's really very nice. Connected with understanding the pain and suffering of others, understanding the mental agony that people go, wanting to be a part of their journey, wanting to help them out in the right way. Speaks volumes of this gentleman who's here with us as our celebrity for today. He's an advocate for men's mental health and well-being. He has been connected for the past several years as an advocate for men's health and well-being. He started along this beautiful journey with one of his best partners, that is Ivan Labelle, a men's support group named, if I can put that right, MentalK K'hommeunique, for men by men, operating for over 5+ years. It's almost the 6th year that they are into it, helping and guiding men across the world. That's really nice. Sir is also an advocate for helping other people and hosting various shows as a wonderful host. That's really nice. And today, I'm so glad to have him here with us. He's also been very instrumental in getting food, like opening a food bank on Saturdays to feed the underprivileged, or maybe those people who cannot afford it at the right time. Like maybe you could help your neighborhood in that way, if I could be precise. So sir has been very kind enough to start up a beautiful concept called as the food bank. That's really nice. I think we should implement this in all countries. That's really nice. And sir has been doing this and has continued it for a very long time. And he does this because someone might stand out there in need. Somebody may be in need of that. And so sir has taken up the path of bringing back happiness and joy. That's really nice. And he wants to be a part of those people who cannot, come forward and speak for themselves, or maybe cannot do from their side. They can't come or push themselves to that level. So sir is there like a guardian angel in their lives, like spreading his wings and wanting them to really smile and save their families as well. That's really nice. And actually, there's a little story behind it. Sir itself needed help in the year 1990, or maybe in the early 1990s. Sir needed help and he couldn't find help. So he has transformed into that beautiful angel wanting to help others. When you go through pain, you know how it feels. You can't see others in pain. You want to do your best to make others feel comfortable and enjoy this gift called as life. And that's what our special celebrity has been doing. He wants to see and make sure that others get what they need. In all his capacities, he tries to do his very best. So let's get to know more about him. He is Mr. Stephen Douris, joining us from Canada. Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen, for being here with us. It's a pleasure to have you here. And I admire you. At this age, you have taken up, a beautiful concept of helping the society, the needy, and moreover, you're focusing on mental health and well-being of men. Very few people come forward to do this, and you are doing that. That's really wonderful, sir. Now, I've just shared a few things from my end. How would you describe yourself? Who is the real Stephen Douris? Over to you, sir.
I am just a person who wants to make a difference. I suffered my own problems, like you alluded to, in the early 90s. And when I come out of it, I said, I cannot. Actually, it took me longer to get going. I started in the early 90s, I had my problems, but I only started really helping people in the early 2000s, because that's when I kind of realized that there was other people going down the same path as I went down. And I became less self-absorbed and started looking outside and looking at other people. And we all have a story. We all have a challenge. We all have something going on in our life. And I just had to, I met a beautiful woman during my problems, and she taught me to care, which I never did before. And so you're talking about me sprouting wings. I would never have these wings if it wasn't for her, because we're still together. She's my inspiration. She's behind me. And we have to, we all cannot live in grace, but we have to be able to live in peace and security and safe. We have to feel safe in our lives. And that's where now this is my goal, keep getting people into safe places. I just love what I do.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen. Towards the end, you said, I like what I do. I am proud of what I am doing. That's really great. And as you've mentioned, there was an angel behind you, guiding you. And right up to this day, you still have the inspiration of madam with you. That's really nice. She has taught you how to care. You've been very frank and open about this, that she has transformed you in the right way, and you've taken it from her, and you're transforming the lives of others, learning to care with lots of love and empathy. Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Stephen, if I may ask you, what kind of challenges did you face initially when you started up this beautiful initiative of wanting to focus on mental health and well-being for men?
The challenges we had were that there was no, here where we lived, there was no services for men. So like when I went through my problems in the early 90s, there was nothing. There was nothing at all. I ended up with a psychiatrist, which is great. He was a wonderful man. But other than that, there was no place for men to go to clear their souls, if you wish. And I was at a Suicide Prevention Coalition meeting in Cornwall, Ontario. And all they would talk about was the women and children. But the women and children, but they would never talk about the men. And I said at the table one day, I said, what about the men? What are we doing for them? And a gentleman across the seat from me responded, yeah, what about it? He said, I'm tired of hearing about men sleeping in their cars. And I answered back, I did that. And from there, we decided to open a men's support group to get men help. And it has just grown and grown and grown. We were told it would never work. It would never happen. It was not going to be the thing. There's no way possible. And here we are 5.5 years later. We have a wonderful group of men coming. We average about 14, 15 every meeting. We meet every week. And now we're starting to open a new group in another town. So it is spreading. We're spreading our wings and be at peace. And I know several of them, and they are. Everybody looks at homeless people as the vagabonds of the world, the ones that have nothing and they don't want nothing. They're drug dealers, they're this, they're that, the next thing. What they all are is human. And I think we have to remember every person is a human. And we have to look at them and say, we have to bring them back into our own lives, bring them into a life, give them something to live for. And we all need something to live for. And that's what we're trying to do right now.
That's really nice. So you are a blessing to the universe, Mr. Stephen. Very true. You know, that's really nice. It feels good to listen that there are good Samaritans like you who are coming forward and, you know, saving the people from further harm or maybe from further loss of face. That's really nice that you're standing by them, saying that every one of us are human beings and we should protect one another in the right way. That's really nice. And I really like you for the courage that you have to openly share that even I too faced at a certain point of time, you know, that I was also homeless. So I don't want to see anyone endure that pain again. That's really very nice of you. Now, sir, what is on your bucket list?
Oh, it's a big one. I want to finish the book that I've written. I want to get it published. And I want to start something for our youth. Because what we are losing is our youth, our boys, especially the boys more than the girls, because all our boys, girls are also addicted to, but boys more so than not others, to their video games. They're not socializing anymore. And on my bucket list, I want to start something where boys will get out and socialize, get away from being stuck by just doing this here. Okay, this year we are making contact, yes, but it's not the same as I could reach out and touch your hand and say, I know how you feel. And the boys are not getting that. So my bucket list is to do something extraordinary for boys. I want to get something done for them. And I have so many things in my life. I am 75 years old. So, you know, there's a lot more behind me than there is ahead of me. But I don't want him to take me before my duty is done. You know, it's just, I have too much work to do.
That's really nice to know that you really have a lot of things to be, you know, completed. You say your bucket list is full, and to top the list is a lot of work for the youth. I really appreciate a lot. And you're very right. More than the girls, the boys suffer a lot. They're unable to, you know, open up and share. They're very, very like into their shells, stuck up maybe always on their mobile or avoiding social contact. I really agree with you on that. And I'm sure and definite that the Almighty will keep you for another 100 years alive, be there as our guide and to support us and to take us forward on this journey called as life. Definitely you will be there, sir, because you have good intentions for the world. So the Almighty will definitely be there with you and with all of us. That's really nice to know from you. Now, sir, I'd like to ask you this. Now, there are certain people who, you know, they don't want to open up, even if you offer them any kind of counseling or help, especially the men, which I have seen personally from my end. If you want to help them, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a colleague. I'm talking about the male members, and they don't come forward to seek help or take help, even if given for free, or they'd say, no, I'll be all right, I will be fine, nothing is wrong with me. So I would like you to give them a call or shout out, like, please come and take the help, or come forward, go in for counseling, go in for therapy, or meet the right kind of people, join organizations like yours, and, you know, try to overcome what you're facing within. So I want you to just give a good message to everyone, all the men in the world, the young ones, the middle-aged and senior citizens.
Everybody says men do not talk.
That's true.
Men do talk. They do talk if they feel they're going to be heard, number one, if they feel safe, and if something is going to come of it. When we started our group, they said, you're never going to get any men because men don't talk. Well, my partner Ivan talks about men talk in the parking lot, men talk at our group, and men talk in the parking lot after the group because they feel safe with each other. And once you feel safe, you're going to talk. The biggest part is getting people to a safe room. Now, if you're a man and you are suffering, find someplace. You're not alone. No matter what you have in your problems in your life, whether you're going through a divorce or you lost your job or you're almost homeless, whatever, you're not alone. Somebody else is out there living the same thing. And when you find people that are living the same way as you have or going to, you realize I could do this. I could stand up. And right now, our men, we are losing men in the world 4-1 to women to suicide. And that's because we don't talk. And I got to say, talk. Get out, talk to whoever you feel safe with. It doesn't have to be another man. You could go to a priest or, a spiritual leader, go to anybody, but find somebody to talk to or find a group or create a group. If you want to do something, create a group that men can come and talk to you, and maybe you'll be the one that's going to do something, but do something for yourself. Think of you first. You're the first one that matters. You take care of you first.
Yeah, excellent, sir. Excellent, Mr. Stephen. Now, how did you all get this nice name, MentalK K? What's this?
No, it's MentalK. You're right. It's MentalK.
Yes.
MENTALK. Okay, MentalK. And K'hommeunique is a play on words. Hum in French is men. Okay, so K is like, and unique is unique. Men, unique men. But if you put a K in front of it, it's communicate. So K'hommeunique. So it's like communicate. Ivan came up with that. Ivan is a French Canadian, and he came up with that part. I came up with MentalK, and we put them together, and it's been magic. It's been absolute magic. We accent each other so well that he does not like when I call him my partner because he said everybody's going to get the wrong idea. I said no, you're my business partner, my work partner. Our group is completely free. We don't charge. There's not a penny being made. Any things that are giving out at the group are donated to us. Even our facility is donated. So we don't have no expenses, so we don't charge. If we had expenses, then things would change, but we don't have any expenses. So, anybody can do what we did. All they got to do is have the initiative.
That's
But
really nice.
MentalK.
Yes, that's very unique and very nice. So to know that you've focused on building this beautiful organization, that's really very nice. Now, sir, when you opened up this organization, it's like 5.5 years since you've been into this beautiful space. Like, what are the younger generation, maybe you could say the youth or the middle-aged or senior citizens, who were the first to connect with you?
The first one that come through the door was a 29-year-old man who had witnessed a tragic event. When we started it started on January 29th, 2017 was our first group. And this gentleman comes through the door, sat down. He was the only one that came in. The following week, another man comes through the door who was a little bit older, in his 40s. But the first guy didn't come back. A week later, there was 4 new people, plus these 2 come in. So we ended up at 8 people at the group. So we knew then that we had created something, but our ages have run from 18 years old to, I think the oldest one we had was 83, and it's everything in between. Right now, we try to get it to men 30 and up because we find it's a better demographic, and the younger men learn from the older men. And the older men are also learning from the younger people how the things have changed over time. So we're kind of accent each other, and we've all becoming friends. We're not just a group members; we're becoming friends, and it's really a cool and neat dynamic to see old men sitting talking with young men and understanding each other, and it's nice. I love it. I love it.
And we too love the way you're carrying this journey forward, and with all the people joining you and, talking and sharing, like more than just group members, but as friends as well. Now, Mr. Stephen, you are also a co-host of a TV show. Now, how was this
Yeah.
journey? And if you could share that with us too.
Well, after we started the MentalK K'hommeunique, we had it going for about 2 years, and then the local TV station here at Kojiko TV, one of the producers asked us, "Would you like to have your own show?" So Ivan and I talked. I said, "Sure, I wouldn't mind doing something, but what are we going to do?" So it's called Man to Man, and we focus on men's mental health issues on that. And everybody comes on. We find out where they're from, what they're doing, and how they cope with their mental health issues. And so far, we're going to be doing our 4th season. So we're going to have about 60 shows out soon. Like the bad part is they do not put it on YouTube, which really bothers us, because I think it'd be a good thing to have out there. But maybe someday we'll see them there. But it is a great concept, and again, it's something that just come to us because of what we were doing in the community. Somebody said, "Oh, maybe this will help," and it is. And the response from people when you meet on the street, and we live in a small town, and when you walk down the street and people say, "Hi, Stephen, hi, Ivan, how are you? I seen the show; it's great." You say, "I wonder what the big talk show hosts, feel like when they walk down the street," because in the major cities, everybody knowing them. And that's what it is for us right now. There's a lot of people that know us, and it's wonderful. But we're getting talk out, and the more that we talk, more we talk about men's mental health, and it's giving men a place to see that they're not alone. And the whole thing with everything in this world is you're not alone, no matter what you're going through.
Very true, sir. Very true. That's really nice and interesting to know, Mr. Stephen. Now, what is it that you love about that person, Mr. Stephen? What is it that you love about yourself? What do you admire in your own self?
My growth, how I grew from being somebody who was very self-centered, and I was very self-centered. I was a businessman, and I had 3 companies. I was a billionaire. I went bankrupt, ended up homeless, and hated everybody, and was nasty. And I look at myself now, the body is the same, a little bit older, but the same. But what's inside is a complete transformation. And I love who I am, not just what I am, who I am, because I feel I'm the best I'm ever going to be, and the best I've ever been. Because, like I said, the person behind me taught me to be, you got to be true to yourself first. And that's what I feel I am right now. And what I love about myself, I love me, period.
Very interesting. And hats off to you for being brave enough to share about your journey so bravely. and without any you filter or something. You're so genuine when you share that. You're open, like an open book. You're sharing everything. That's really nice, and you love the transformation that you have gone through. And as you say, I have transformed from within. I'm although the same person with the same body, but my thought pattern has changed, and I love the new me. That's really nice. And this is what we want every one of us, including me and you, everyone, dear friends, to transform ourselves from within, to understand that if something goes wrong in our life, it's okay. There is always a chance for transformation. There's always, room for brighter light and the brighter side of life. That's really nice, sir. Now, sir, would you like to share one of the sweetest memories in your life? As a little kid, what kind of a boy was Stephen? Was he very naughty, shy, a troublesome kid, very mischievous? What were you, sir, when you were a young child, below the age of 13?
Under the age of 30?
13th, 1 3, 13.
Oh, 13. Oh, 13. I've always been a nice kid because my mother brought me up to be polite and courteous, and we were taught to respect. And so I was always a nice kid. But my fondest memories, I got to get emotional thinking about it, is my time with my grandmother. Because my grandmother and I, we would talk. My grandmother was very, very spiritual. So she would instill into me all, like no matter what a person's religion or a person's beliefs were, to accept them. I don't know if you have them in where you are in India, but here we have what they call the Jehovah's Witnesses. And most of the time you see people, when they go knock on your door, people close the door, they don't want nothing. My grandmother would bring them in. She would bring them in, let's have a cup of tea. And then we would talk. And she'd tell the people, I'm not interested in your religion, but I'm interested in you. Let's have a cup of tea. And so she taught me that. And that is my fondest memory of non-being critical of people, accepting people, no matter who they are, we accept them. And that's my biggest memory. I love my grandmother.
That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that with us, sir. Thank you so much for taking us down memory lane. Now, sir, if I were to ask you, what kind of movies inspire you? What is it that you like the most and draw the inspiration to continue your good work with regard to the work that you are doing now? Is there any inspirational movie that has been very close to your heart till date?
I just seen one, which goes back to what I was talking about. I want to do stuff for boys. Is a movie that I watched maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, called "The Mask You Live," and it's all about boys, and it is what's given me the inspiration right now to move forward. And when I watched it, I had tears in my eyes watching it because it brought back so many memories of growing up and that. But it also gave me like, wow, this is a foothold on something. I have to pursue it more. And I've been sharing it with all my friends. Okay, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. And we do talks in schools for young boys, and this has given me the inspiration to go back to the school, go back and talk. So it's called The Mask You Live, and it's amazing, amazing movie, and it's underrated. So
thank you, sir, for sharing that. Thank you very much. Now, sir, with regard to your work and the present organization that you run, like, have you been traveling to other countries to spread it, or you're doing it online, or is it offline? How are you taking it forward, this beautiful journey?
we only have one group. We're opening a new one in September, but we had planned pre-COVID to spread out to all the little cities and towns in our area, but COVID hit, everything got pushed back. And we do not have an online presence. We do have a Facebook page, but very honestly, I am not techno. That's why this morning or today when I'm doing this, I come down a half an hour early to make sure everything is working. And so nobody does our Facebook page. And We don't have a website. We've been offered twice now to build a website, but I don't feel it's money well spent. What I have offered is, instead of somebody wanting to give us, a lot of money to get a website, instead of giving us a website, let's do something for the other people. And our group has grown through word of mouth. It's from one person telling another person telling another person. And we have gotten, I think we're up to, in 5.5 years, 115 men come through the door. So that's how we grow. And with the new group, we already have 8 people registered for the new group in September, but it's all word of mouth. That's how we do it. And I've never traveled to, I wish I could travel to spread the word, because I think every place should have something like we got.
Yes, so that would be great. That's really nice. But nevertheless, you've worked very hard till date to see that you all could convey the message rightly across the society. That's really nice. Now, sir, now this particular recording will be shared with many people. Many of them will view it one point of time or the other in future. Now, how are they to identify the red flags in their life? Like, for men, what they should look out for, because even men are manipulated in different ways. They are being treated harshly, they are being abused verbally and physically, and financially they have been, cheated several times. So let's not be biased over here. Let's be open. Like, all of us face challenges, men, women, etc. So we are only talking about men. What are the red flags for men to look out and to stay safe? If you could just give them a tip or two, that would really be nice.
One of the biggest things that we have to watch out for, the men in our lives, is when they change. Like, I'm going to give it a little bit of an example. I was, like I said, a businessman. And at one point, I stopped caring. And after I lost my companies, I stopped caring about everything. I became dirty. I stopped showering. I stopped doing shaving and everything else. I looked a wreck compared to when I was Mr. Perfect to this. Watch for the people those changes, because that means they're slipping. If somebody comes up to you, and I'm going to say, I'm a fisherman, I love to fish. If I come up to you tomorrow and say, here's my fishing rod, I'm not going to use it no more, there's something wrong. Or if I start talking bad against my wife, there's something wrong. Pick up on the little nuances of everybody. You know people well enough. So if you see that they're not talking, or they're not paying attention when they usually, somebody's very attentive, and all of a sudden they're saying, you're looking the other way, find out what's going on. And if you're a man and you need something, seek help. Don't be ashamed. Don't be shy. There's no shame in it, because it's okay not to be okay. You have to, take care of you. You just look for help. Don't be shy.
I like that. It's okay to be not okay. And don't be shy or afraid to ask for help. Please do come out, ask for help. And you never know who you will inspire later on. You're inspiring us today with your journey. You're opening up so freely and sharing it. Like that, you too could come out, my dear friends, and share your story, or seek the right kind of help from the right kind of people. Join the right kind of groups. Like, you could join Sir's group too, and you could really enhance your personal life, professional life, and social life as well. Now, dear sir, what is your favorite quotation that you would go by every day?
I don't have one. I don't have a quote that I carry with me. I only have one thing that when I went through my suicide attempt, and then I was under psychiatric care, my psychiatrist told me that just before our sessions ended, he says, you're going to pick one thing that you're going to do every day for the rest of your life. So I looked at him kind of strange, and he says, just think about it. The last day of my sessions with him, he says, what did you come decide? I said, every day I got to make somebody smile and I got to make somebody laugh. Every day I do. It's a promise to me, not to the world. It's a promise to me. And it gives me, I get on the phone with a friend, I get online with stuff. I have to say or do something that makes them laugh. And I want to bring a smile to as many faces as I can. So that's my thing. That's my biggest bucket list thing.
You succeeded today on bringing a smile on my face and as well as on our viewers, and I mean to our viewers as well. They are also very happy to have you here, so that's really nice. I'm so happy that you have this wonderful thing. Make others smile, make them laugh. Instead of seeing tears and pain in anybody's eyes, or it's good to see them smile. And you being the reason of their smile adds value to your life as well. Now, sir, your proudest accomplishment till date. You've been right from the start, you've been doing something, you've had tough times, then again, you overcame the tide of difficult times. Amongst all of these beautiful and difficult experiences, which one do you feel stands out the most?
I got to say, there's not one, there's three, okay, or four. The first thing is having my son. That's my biggest accomplishment in my whole life. And he turned out to be a wonderful son. In 2020, after being somebody who had never won a trophy, never won anything in his life, never thought of himself as a winner, put it that way, I won Citizen of the Year for Cornwall and area. And at the time, I did not realize the consequences of it and the feeling of it. And more is gone, I realized I am that person. Then I'm part of Big Brothers Big Sisters in the area also. I won the Big Brother of the Year. And that was really touching because a young boy that I'm with, like, he really means a lot to me, and like really to be nominated and win it. And then Ivan and I, because of what we've done with our men's group, we were awarded the Mental Health Service Award. So for me, it's those four things all together is my biggest accomplishments of being something. I don't like accolades, as I don't want the accolades, but just to be recognized that you are doing something, you're doing something right. And it's like, wow, I did it. Somebody likes me. And like I say, I've never won a thing in my life. And here I am with this. But it's my biggest ones.
That's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing those beautiful experiences, sir, with us. And we like you for who you are. The beautiful transformation in you really will help us too to transform our lives in the right way. That's really nice. Now, sir, if I may go a little more personal, are you a person who loves pets? Do you like to have pets at home? And if yes, what kind of pets do you love?
I love animals, period. I have 2 dogs at home here. When my wife and I first moved up here, we had 5 dogs and 2 cats. And now we only have 2 dogs. But I have 2 beagles, which are 8 years old, and they are spoiled. They're not pets. They're our babies. And they sleep on the couch. If they're sleeping on the couch, well, we'll sit in the chair. They rule the house, and I love animals. I just love them. I was brought up with dogs and cats, and it's like,
yes, that's really nice to know. Mr. Stephen, if you were given a choice to choose between a cat and a dog as a pet, what would you choose?
a dog. Absolutely a dog.
Yes, sir, I get that.
But if I could just add a little thing, what helped transform me, helped me to learn to care after my depression and my suicide attempt was a cat. It was a little cat. I was living in a basement apartment. The people moved out. They left the cat there. They left the cat on the street. The cat used to come to my window every night, and I would give her little things of cream. And then one night, it was in November, it was getting cold. She ran out of a laneway between my legs and threw herself on the sidewalk in front of me. And I got down, I rubbed her belly, I brought her in so that she'd be out of the cold. 23 years later, I buried her beside my house here. But with her, I called her Moochie because she mooched her first meals off me. And she slept with me. She did everything with me. And she taught me to care for something when I didn't care for nothing. So pets are very valuable in our lives because it's not only something to rub, but it's something to give us to care for. And as long as we have something to care for, we're going to stay in this world. And the whole thing is we have to care for something.
Very true. Thank you so much for sharing about your pet cat. That's really nice. Mushi, am I right? Did I get her name right?
Moochie.
Moochie, yes, that's really nice. And I could visualize it the way you were explaining it, like she came to your window and it was a cold winter evening. You brought her in and, you gave her a lot of warmth and kindness. That's really nice. I really appreciate that, which you shared just now. Now, sir, there are several people in our lives who might hurt us knowingly or unknowingly. So what does forgiveness mean to you? And how should one take their lives forward even after being hurt terribly by the ones we love?
It depends on which way they hurt you. And for me, anyways, because there is certain people in my life that I might tolerate, but I might never forgive. Or I might forgive, but I'll never forget, if you wish. I never forgave my father, even though I got to meet him later in life. I never forgave him. And when he passed away, and I was told, it didn't bother me, not at all. I forgive people for minor indiscretions, but if I have trouble forgiving people who want to hurt people. If you're doing, everybody makes mistakes, but if you're doing something that's going to hurt somebody, I can't forgive you because we don't hurt. We lift up, we don't get pushed down.
Hats off to you for that. I really like the way you shared this. Very close to my heart. That's really nice. I could tolerate it, but I can't forgive that person. Or maybe I can forgive the person, but I can't forget it. That's really nice. And that's really nice. You shared that very well. I think this is the wow moment of the session. That's really nice. I like that. Now, sir, what about the environment? Are you also a person who loves plants and, the flora and fauna around you? In what way have you been associated with the environment, or maybe protection of the environment and protection of nature, if I could put that?
Well, my wife is a tree hugger. We live in the country. And when we moved here in 2000, there was literally about 6 trees on our whole property. Since 2000, my wife has planted no less than 400 trees.
Wow.
Yeah. Some have lived, some have died, but there are about 400 trees have been planted. She has in our backyard right now what she calls her nursery, which right now houses about 25 trees that are going to be planted in the fall. And because every tree helps remove the carbon dioxide from the air. So like she says, we have to keep planting, certain things, like I don't believe in watching people let their cars idle on the side of the road because they're hot and they want their air conditioning running. Don't turn it off. I am not going to be on a street corner. We gotta protect this, gotta protect that. That's not my way of doing things. But one of the big things that I know everything is pushing right now, one of the biggest things that I don't believe in is electric cars. Because although they might run odor-free, it's what it costs to make them run that way. And what it's doing, like the lithiums and everything else, to mine the lithiums, it takes so much more. And I think our governments everywhere are whitewashing us. Yes, the fossil fuels are hard on the environment, but this other stuff, I think, is going to be worse than what we already have. So, but that's if I was going to take a stand, I'd say no more electric cars. Stop them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you very much. Now, sir, one very important personal question, a life skill. What about cooking? Are you a person who cooks well? You love baking? How is it with you with regard to cooking skills?
I cook 95% of our meals
Oh,
because I've been married 3 times. Okay. My first wife, I worked evenings and that, so she used to cook the meals. So very rarely did I cook. I would cook on a barbecue. My second wife, I was not allowed to make a cup of tea. That was her kitchen. Don't go in my kitchen. My present wife, who we've been together now over 30 years as boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, does not like to cook. And I always wanted to be creative. So she gave me the freedom. And I go in, I do, like I say, 95% of the cooking. I love it. I bake, not as much as I used to, but I like to bake. I have, I like to set the plates up. They have to be nice looking. Can't be, it has to be nice. Whereas my wife would just put it, okay, it's on the plate. She doesn't want to do it, so don't do it. I don't do dishes. That's her job. I'll make a mess. She cleans it up, and which she's happy with. But I love to cook. And cook and bake is beautiful. It's the creativity in it. So it's like, I like that.
that's
And I
good.
also do stained glass.
Yes, sir. That's really nice and very interesting to know. Thank you for sharing all of that. That's really nice. And you've been married for the past 30 years. That's really nice. Together, you both have been.
No,
That's really nice.
no, we've been married 24 years this month, the 26th of the August,
Mhm.
but we've been together for 30 years, 34 years, 33 years,
That's really great. So this is going to be your 26th anniversary, right?
24th.
24th.
Yeah.
24th anniversary. And we wish you and ma'am a very happy anniversary well in advance.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Now, sir, we have a small segment called as the rapid fire round, which will take another 5 minutes. So with your permission, may I take another 5 minutes, sir?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen. Thank you for being so kind. Dear friends, we had a wonderful time with sir. Till now, sir has been sharing very genuinely. And we like people who are very transparent and genuine when they share on this talk show. We believe in transparency. We believe in people without ego sharing their journey. And when we meet them, it's really a moment of bliss. Join us, friends, now to get to know more about our celebrity and guest. Is Mr. Stephen Douris, joining us all the way from Canada. Let's get to know about his likes and dislikes on this small session called as the Rapid Fire Round. If you like what the International Fact Talk team is doing, do stay connected with us. Like, comment, subscribe, and share to the International Fact Talks. Now it's the time for the Rapid Fire Round. Dear sir, here in this round, you have to answer either in one word or a sentence maximum. Your favorite color, sir?
Blue.
I mean, there are different shades of blue.
Like you're wearing.
Oh, great. That's really nice. Thank you. Now, sir, any phobias?
Claustrophobia. Small spaces.
Same, I do have that. You know, once I climb a lift or at the elevator, I start feeling breathless. I'd rather walk the steps than to go there, and I feel stuck up in that place. I get that.
I'm not that bad, but small spaces I don't like.
Yes, I get that. Now, sir, if you were asked to forgive, not to forgive, I mean, to sacrifice something in life, they say, Mr. Stephen, now you sacrifice just one thing in life. Like all of us are in a group and we are asked to sacrifice any one thing that we have. Either it could be a habit or either it could be an article in our hand or something that we cherish. What is it that you would sacrifice from your end if you ask this question?
What would the results be for that? Like, why would I be sacrificing?
Like it could be anything, like maybe you could sacrifice, you're going for a movie, like you book the tickets. And so maybe you could sacrifice that and you could give it to somebody else. Or it could just be anything that you'd love to sacrifice. Maybe you have a lovely set of clothes, you'd like to give it to somebody, or maybe you have a lovely meal, you'd like to share that with somebody.
I would sacrifice my food for someone who has nothing.
That's really nice. And that's what you are into. You're already doing that great job by helping people to have food on their plates.
Yeah.
Now, Stephen, Mr. Stephen, I'd like to ask you, if you ever meet the Almighty, what is the question you will ask the Almighty?
Did I do your job well enough?
Wow, brilliant, brilliant. I really like this. Super. That's really nice. Now, sir, you like to be a leader or a follower or both? You are now a leader.
Both.
Both. Oh, that's great.
Both.
Nice. That's great. Are you a tea or a coffee person?
Coffee.
Black coffee or maybe milk mixed?
Coffee. Black.
Yes. Your favorite number, sir?
7.
That's really nice. Now, if we are given a choice to select either of these, any one of these, like assumption, expectation, what would you choose? You have to choose any one.
Assumption.
Great. That's really
Expectations lead to problems.
yes. Now, sir, you're a man of experience. You've been through a lot of ups and downs. You have good and bad experiences as well. Now, life gives us two options, either to learn from experiences of others or to go to some books, like, read different kinds of books and learn from the experiences that have been shared in the books, or view others with regard to their experiences they've had or they've shared, like you've been sharing and I've been sharing now. Where do you think learning takes place? By reading books or by observing people and listening to people when they share their experiences?
I think you learn different things from different things. I learned a lot from the men in our group, but I also learned a lot from the books. So I think it goes hand in hand.
Superb. I like this answer. Very well balanced. That's really nice. Very true. Very honest. So, my dear friends, be a good reader as well and be a good observer as well. Be a good listener as well. Now, sir, the insect that you don't like?
Spiders.
Spiders. Have you been watching the Spider-Man movie? The Spider-Man series?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Yes. Now, sir, I'd like to ask you, maybe know your blood group if you don't mind?
I'm sorry?
Your blood group.
Black group?
Yes, sir. Like we have A plus and AB positive and O group.
Oh,
like
my blood group. I'm sorry. I understood my black group, and I'm saying I don't have a black group. A positive.
A positive.
AO positive. A positive, yeah.
A positive, I guess. Yes.
Yeah.
Because, when we share our blood group, whenever we need any help, maybe somebody would views this video, they may know the importance of blood donation and organ donation as well. So if at all people out there to focus on blood donation to save lives as well as organ donation with the, consent of your families too. Now, sir, your favorite number you said is 7, right?
Yeah.
Any specific reason?
Yes.
The 7 days of the week?
It's just a number that's always popped up to me.
Yes.
It's always, every time life goes on, there's a number 7 comes in there somewhere. And so it's always been there.
Yes. So you like fresh fruits or you like something that's fried or, toasted in oil and something like that? What is it that you like the oily stuff?
No, the oily stuff is not very good for you. So I like the fresh stuff.
Yes. Now, sir, you like walking or, going to the gym or, performing some yoga exercises or swimming and cycling. What is it that keeps you fit at the age of 74? So I guess you're 75, if I'm not mistaken.
75, but I don't do none of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't exercise. I just do what I do, walking around my own property, like doing my general maintenance and stuff like that. But I do not go to a gym. I wish I did, but I'm too lazy, very honestly. I just cannot see me getting up and going to a gym and coming home. So it's like, I'll do nothing at home.
Thank you for being so honest on that. As a student, which was your favorite subject?
History.
The name of your favorite teacher?
Miss Apadaisy.
What did she teach you?
First grade.
That's really nice. Did you ever get scolding or maybe beating from your teacher? I think that's not allowed in the place where you stay, right? Did they ever speak to you harshly or did they pinpoint out?
Oh, Oh yeah, she was a sweetheart, but if you crossed her, you knew you crossed her because they used to give you the strap here, and she would give you the strap, and not hard, but when you're a little kid, everything is hard. So, but she's a sweetheart. Yeah, I got the strap many times.
Yes. So your favorite kind of music, what is it that you like to hear?
Classical.
Are you good at singing too?
No,
Would you like to
no,
sing a line? Would you like to dedicate a line for all the men in your group? A line or two?
no. I cannot carry a tune in a bucket. I have a terrible singing voice, so I don't even sing in the shower because it kills me. It's like,
Oh, sweet of you for being so honest on that. I really accept that. Thank you. I will not force you to sing. Now, sir, because even if somebody would ask me to do that, I wouldn't oblige. Because I'm also a bad singer. I don't even sing in the shower. Even it applies to me too. Now, sir, how would you define a day? We all have 24 hours given to us. Now, how should a day be for Stephen? How would you put it just in one word? 24 hours. In what way you would like to describe 24 hours in just one word?
fulfilling.
Very fulfilling. That's really nice. That's really nice. Mr. Stephen, I have a last two questions for you. The best gift you've received till date?
My son.
Wow, that's really nice. You mentioned that earlier too. I'm sure he'll be proud of you when he listens to this beautiful recording. My son, that's really nice. To love our children, and really, our children are a gift in our lives. That's really nice. I accept that. I understand that as a parent as well. That's wonderful. Now, sir, as a parting gift to the International Fab Talks, we'd love you to share 3 magical words with us. The first 3 words that come to your mind, apart from please, sorry, and thank you, which are the 3 words that you'd love to share with us today on the International Fab Talks?
Faith, love, and compassion.
That's really nice. That's so nice. Thank you so much, sir, for being our guest today. We've had a wonderful time with you, and I like the honesty with which you shared. There were no filters. You were very transparent and open about your lifestyle and how you've transformed it for the better, how you want the world to evolve now through your eyes and through the mission that you have, wanting to see the youth transform, the middle-aged and senior citizens as well. Thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you for having me. This was a great pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Stay connected and stay blessed, sir. Have a wonderful time. Thank you. Thank you, sir. My dear friends, we had a wonderful time with our celebrity and guest, Mr. Stephen, joining us all the way from Canada. It was really nice to know about his journey, how he had this wonderful transformation and wants to see others also on that happy space. If you'd love to connect with our celebrity and guest, do connect with him. We'll share his contact details in the description with this video recording. Of course, don't forget to love yourself, have some empathy and compassion towards others, and love your family as well. And if you have kids, they are a blessing from the Almighty. Stay safe and stay connected. And of course, don't forget to love the universe and protect the environment in the right way. With this, we'd like to sign off now from the International Fab Talks. If you like what the International Fab Talk team is doing, stay connected with us. Like, comment, subscribe, and share to the International Fab Talks. Stay blessed. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you.